Where is this news coming from? Why is this all of a sudden becoming a real thing? Like, people actually believe Apple's going to put a hole punch on an iPhone. And I'm going to let you answer in just a second, but here's why I'm on the fence about it. I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong. I think, for me, I don't think Apple would do that because they just put a notch on a MacBook. They are seeming to go all in on brand recognition because it seems like that is the way that they're headed. But also, for me, if you put a punch hole on an iPhone, it takes away that if you look at other competitors, it's the same thing that they're doing. It wouldn't distinguish as an iPhone unless you turn the phone over. So I've had a little bit of reserve on believing the rumors, but at the same breath, I know how credible you are with your sources. So I have to ask, why is it that everybody seems to really believe this report? And are you confident enough to say that it's possible, or maybe not so much anymore?
Oh, I am 98.9% positive that's what we're getting. And I think people are starting to believe it more and more because now I'm not the only person saying it. There's been other people that have come out and corroborated that report, saying that there's going to be a hole punch. The model that I saw, keep in mind that when we make renders like this, like you're showing here on the stream, we are modeling those images or those renders from images that we've seen. And some of our stuff is like, maybe we'll fill in the blank by what a source is saying. Like, hey, maybe they're saying a hole punch is coming, but most of what we do is something that we've seen with our own eyes. That's how, like, our Pixel 6 renders were completely accurate. You'll see Pixel Watch renders were completely accurate. It's because we had actual images of these things. We just had to recreate them in digital 3D renders. I do agree with you that it's less recognizable. I don't know how they plan to combat that. The only thing I can think is, the bezels will still be small and they'll be uniform, whereas a lot of Android manufacturers struggle with keeping uniform bezels all the way around the device. There's usually a chin or something weird going on. And also the square edges. Those are also recognizable. I saw someone ask about Face ID. Face ID, it's kind of impressive what they're doing. They're sort of contracting Face ID down to a single module. So right now there's a bunch of different sensors that are lined side by side, whereas a couple of those, they can actually merge into one sensor. And that'll help. If we were having a notch again this year, you would expect to see it get smaller because of that. But instead, they're able to actually place that under the display panel itself. So the hole punch is not for Face ID. The hole punch is for the camera. They want to make sure that there's nothing obstructing that view of the camera, so that you get, the selfies that you're used to at the quality you're used to. Whereas the Face ID module will actually be under the display itself. And this will be only for the 14 Pro devices. So 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max, iPhone 14 regular, and iPhone 14 Max or iPhone 14 Plus, whatever they're calling it, that will still have the notch. It'll have the same notch that we just saw on iPhone 13. So a lot of people question it because, they just made the notch smaller. Why would they get rid of it next year? Well, because they're not. The notch is still going to be around for the first two phones. It's only the Pro devices that are getting that hole punch.